Okay. My story. I was always terrified of water. I had a really bad childhood experience and in the water. And so I just never went in again, and I never went swimming. I go to a pool party and I would not go in. I went to Barbados several times and didn't go in the water. You know, I made paintings from the shore and did photography and enjoyed all of it, but water, not gonna happen. And then, many, many years later, I moved here to the Monterey Bay area. And I'm looking at that ocean and I'm thinking, you know, I gotta get over this. And so I went back to Canada and I found an instructor who teaches adults who are terrified of swimming to swim. And she took baby steps and, you know, put your feet in, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to be sick. But anyway, eventually she got me in the water and I learned to swim. And I put my head underwater for the first time in 2013 since I was a kid. And it was like, and I came up and like, yeah, I can do this. So then I come back to the Monterey Bay here and I go snorkeling. And it was really great, and I'm not afraid, and I was really comfortable. So my partner said, wow, you know, you're doing really well. And I had a good experience in Hawaii snorkeling as well. It involves dolphins, but that's another story. So he said, why don't we get you lessons to or at least to try scuba diving? I'm like, well, okay. And we're talking someone who would throw up if I went into the kiddie pool or have a panic attack. But anyway, so I took an introductory course in scuba diving and sat at the bottom of the ocean and just loved it. I was so calm and it was terrific. And so I went and got certified. And during my certification in Monterey Bay, I'm trying to do like the little life-saving tests that they make you do, you know, go down to the bottom and, you know, switch your regulator and do buddy breathing and all of that. And there's this wonderful harbor seal who wants to play with my flippers, my fins. And my fins are bright yellow. And so I had to do all of these exercises with this wonderful, frisky harbor seal. And I passed, thank goodness. I had a wonderful teacher, Dave Babineau over at Scuba Pro, or Pro Scuba. And that harbor seal just made me feel so welcome. It was like I was being welcomed to the ocean after all these years. And this harbor seal encouraged me to go back out with my camera and start exploring the Monterey Bay area. And so I started exploring along the shore and in the tide pools and discovered that my real passion was shooting these little invertebrates, tiny little nudibranchs or sea slugs. They're like the wildest colors, and some of them swim like this, and they move in the water so beautifully and are all different colors. Sea anemone, all these wild sea anemone. I've never seen a sea anemone. They're so exotic and almost erotic, and I love shooting them. They have amazing colors, probably I don't really know for sure, but probably from what they eat, you know, the different kelp and so on. And I have my favorite sea anemones that I go back and photograph, and some of them are, I've been told, are really old and they've been there forever and ever. So I'm very interested in sharing time with them and exploring them. So
cool.
There you go.
What do they taste like?
Each one has a different taste. Some have no taste. From a synesthete's point of view, they do have personalities. Some of them do have tastes. They have textures, and watching them as when they're eating is really fascinating. When they're feeding, and the things that they spit out, and they have the detritus from their meals all around them and on their bodies, make beautiful, like they look jewel encrusted almost because of the bits of shell and so on left over from their meals. I just find it fascinating, and I look forward to exploring them a lot more.